I think it's a shame on our country, to be honest with you. And I don't say that lightly, but I think it's a shame on the United States and Canada. These are more federal issues, as you know, in determining refugees and creating the opportunities for them to come into Canada. But I think it is a tragedy of real note, particularly for a lot of the women in Afghanistan that Canada and the United States trained, supported to help create some equality there where there was very little before, and created educational opportunities for young girls. And my heart goes out to all of them that are suffering now, and that are, reverting to a system, frankly, that is horribly unjust, especially for women and girls, but frankly for the entire country. And I just feel like that the response from around the world was totally inadequate. It was almost like, let's get the heck out of here as quickly as we can. And I think we've done a disservice to a lot of the folks that were very, very supportive of us. And I think it is a shame on our country. I say that honestly. I mean, I don't speak for the federal government, but just me as a Canadian, as I watched all that unfold, I think it's very tragic. But so we've now got a situation in the Ukraine where we've got a horrible illegal invasion. With, once again, we're seeing this awful death and destruction, mass bombings, and all the rest of it going on. A lot of people don't realize that Canada is actually the largest Ukrainian community outside of the Ukraine is actually in Canada. We have a historic relationship with Ukraine, and have brought and welcomed Ukrainians to Canada for decades and decades. They've made a great contribution to our country. And I want to make sure that the 2.5 million, probably closer to 3 million people in the next couple of weeks that are displaced and may never be able to go back to Ukraine, depending on what happens in that war, that we do our bit. Now, that's up to the federal government, of course, because they're in charge of immigration. They're in charge of making those decisions. But I wanted to make sure that our government was letting them know that in BC, we'd like to be part of the solution. But it's got to be more than just saying that. We need to actually get to work right now and start identifying where are places, where are there homes that could offer up rooms, to house these folks. Like, that work should be happening now. Where can we start to gather the kind of financial supports and food and clothing and all the other things that are going to be required? We should be working with a lot of the Ukrainian community here in BC that is trying to gather that kind of information and support so that we can be ready when some of these people start arriving.